Hello everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, a driver is now facing numerous charges after striking 4 state police troopers on the side of a road. Plus, a woman defends herself after getting banned from the Airbnb because of an alleged neo-Nazi connection. And parents are urged to have their children's vaccinations up to date if they want to return to the classroom this year. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Colson. Emma Smith has the day off. We'll have those stories and much more coming up for you. But first, a check of our forecast. We, of course, are keeping a close eye on what is now Hurricane Idalia down in the Gulf, heading towards Florida. And there's also a pretty big storm off the east coast as well. Around here, it looks like kind of a cloudy day today, partly cloudy anyway, with just a chance of passing rain showers. But we could be seeing more rain because of those storms as the week rolls along. Let's turn things over to Devin to see what we can expect.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Maryland Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today and access exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's a perfect gift for the summer. Showers moving through the region this morning, tracking from the southwest and going toward the north and east. This will mainly last during the morning period. We do have a slight chance for a few showers during the afternoon period, but the best opportunities are occurring now, mainly during the morning hours. As you zoom these out, there's more rain further down toward the south, just south of New York, and mainly over parts of the ocean. That's dragging off towards the north and east as well. This will stay away from us today, but we will have better chances for rain moving in as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. Futurecast for today showing a few raindrops. Will show some sunshine during the afternoon period as well. Later on tonight, clouds move in again. Showers begin as well as we head towards early Wednesday morning. The wind's not too bad, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour at best today. Lingering in it tonight, maybe calming down just a bit as well, and not too bad as we head towards tomorrow, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe calmer farther inland as well, but a lot more wind over the ocean as we do move forward. As for today, not too bad. Upper 70s, partly cloudy, slight chance for a shower. Less south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, middle 60s, showers moving in late, areas of dense fog as well, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a partly cloudy sky, temperatures in the 70s with a slight chance for showers. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig?
All right, thank you very much, Devin. A little later on, we'll have the latest on the storms and how the folks down in Florida are preparing today. Well, back here locally, 4 state troopers continue to recover this morning after getting struck by a passing car. They were investigating a domestic disturbance Sunday night when a driver drifted into the breakdown lane and hit them. As Grace Blanchard reports, the driver is now facing serious charges.
Around 10 p.m. on Sunday night, 3 state troopers and a trooper recruit were responding to a family dispute in Hollis when suddenly a car traveling eastbound on Route 202 veered into the breakdown lane, striking all 4 troopers.
This is an unfortunate incident which has a criminal investigation attached to it.
State troopers Jake Mowry, David Lemieux, Dakota Stewart, and trooper recruit Shane St. Pierre were standing at the end of a driveway on Hollis Road along Route 202 conducting interviews when the car suddenly entered the scene. Officials have identified 24-year-old Tyler Croston of Westbrook as the driver. He was traveling eastbound with a female passenger.
All 4 of those troopers were struck by that vehicle operated by Mr. Croston.
All 4 were transported to Maine Medical Center in Portland for a variety of injuries.
Injuries were consistent of, broken bones to a variety of extremities. All 4 of the troopers were incapacitated. They were conscious and alert, but in significant distress at the scene.
Officials say it is unclear how fast Croston was driving, but police say there are no indications that he attempted to apply the vehicle's brakes. Croston is facing several charges at this time, and officials suspect narcotics to have been a factor in the incident.
And we consulted with the York County District Attorney's Office several times throughout the night. He was charged with aggravated OUI due to the injuries to the troopers, reckless conduct with a dangerous weapon being the vehicle, in violation of conditional release. He was on violation bail conditions from a previous arrest.
According to officials, none of the residents at the scene were injured. 2 troopers still remain at Maine Medical Center but are in stable condition. The incident is still an ongoing criminal investigation being conducted by the York County Sheriff's Office. In Augusta, I'm Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, in other news, a man is facing numerous charges following an alleged robbery attempt at the Holton McDonald's. Police say 19-year-old Cody Tyrion of Springvale was armed with a knife and wearing a black mask when he walked into the restaurant Saturday night. Officials say he assaulted 2 employees and demanded money. He also became angry and started throwing items all around the store before fleeing without any cash. Police later tracked him down in a wooded area near Holton Regional Hospital and placed him under arrest. Tyrion is now charged with robbery, assault, criminal threatening, and refusal to submit to arrest. His bail was set at $10,000 cash. Well, 2 men are lucky to be alive following a terrible crash in Littleton. Take a look at this. Police were called to Route 1 a little after 9 o'clock Monday morning after a car went off the roadway and into the woods. You can see there's a vehicle up there in the trees. Police say it struck a utility pole before coming to rest against a stand of trees. 2 people were spotted walking away from the scene. 20-year-old Dominique Weber of Corena was the driver. Both he and a passenger were brought to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Authorities say excessive speed and alcohol are believed to be factors in the crash, and that case remains under investigation. Maine State Ferry Service crew members are reminding everyone about the use of crucial life-saving equipment after rescuing a kayaker in distress off Islesboro on Friday. The ferry was traveling from Lincolnville to Islesboro. As the ferry was nearing its destination, crew members noticed an overturned red kayak in the water. Christian Rudman was one of the crew members on board. She says the captain made a decision to offload the ferry and investigate the kayak a little closer. That's when they were finally able to see the kayaker in distress, and crew members jumped into action.
We were pretty much almost right up on the kayak when we actually did finally see her in the water. She wasn't wearing a life jacket, was dressed all in black, and with the sea state and the heavy rain, she was almost next to impossible to see in the water. Our boat engineer, he had the boat over the side of the ship and ready for us. We hopped in, launched, got up to her, was able to safely pull her into the boat.
Rudman says he's grateful that they were able to notice the kayaker when they did and reminds everyone to wear a life jacket at all times when they're out on the water. Very close call indeed. Well, a woman has been banned from Airbnb due to her link with infamous neo-Nazi Christopher Pohlhaus, but she claims she didn't know about his political beliefs until it was too late. Devin Dagnall got an exclusive interview with a woman for this story.
I am certainly not a white supremacist or a neo-Nazi or any of that. I pride myself on helping other people, of not judging others, and this place is a safe place.
That's Kathy Greer, the owner of the Loon's Nest Lodge at Silver Lake in Lee, and she's been banned from using Airbnb as of Sunday. Regarding her banning, an Airbnb spokesperson said, after an investigation, it was determined a neo-Nazi leader had stayed at her residence and done work on the property while guests were present, and for that, her listings have been removed from the platform. According to Greer, the neo-Nazi leader, Christopher Pohlhaus, approached her last year and offered to clear a section of her land if she would provide lodging for him while he waited to close a deal on a nearby property.
And we were getting a lot of people who are here, purchasing property, staying here, waiting for the closing, looking at places, so that was not an unusual story.
Greer states during his stay, Pohlhaus kept to himself and rarely interacted with her or her guests, never allowing anyone to know him beyond surface level. Greer says when she started to see news articles about Pohlhaus in a local publication, she was worried that the young man who had cleared her property was being misrepresented. Greer says she was still unaware of his extremist ideology when she sent the letter to the editor of the Lincoln newspaper, stating people should make sure they have the full story about Pohlhaus. Greer says she didn't learn the full scope of Pohlhaus's racist views until she was recently approached by the FBI.
So the FBI said, well, he said, you know, in his travels, they found some neo-Nazi papers. And I'm like, oh.
However, Greer knew enough about Pohlhaus's personal life to cite the incident where he was banned from the Bangor Planet Fitness because of his visible swastika tattoo, stating in her letter, quote, "In my world, I would have spoken with Chris and asked him to either change his shirt or leave, and when he returned, we should not be able to see that." She also goes on in the letter to justify Pohlhaus's use of the swastika, citing uses in other cultures. She claims she now regrets that letter, and if she had known the full extent of what Pohlhaus stood for, he wouldn't have been welcomed in the first place.
I guess if you're upfront enough to say that to me, then I have to be upfront enough to say, I'm sorry. You know, I can't put you up here.
At this time, Greer plans to continue her business without the help of Airbnb. In Lee, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A potentially explosive discovery was made Saturday afternoon at a home in Portland. Police responded to a home on Verrill Street where a woman said she discovered explosives while cleaning out the home of her late father. Police say the bombs included a claymore mine and 2 hand grenades, and that some of them were unstable. Police used a robot to safely remove the explosives. No one was hurt and no one is charged. And police say the daughter did the right thing by giving them a call. The Maine CDC's new permanent director began her new role yesterday. Dr. Pooh Terry was appointed to the position in late July. The agency says Dr. VA was selected due to her, quote, extensive range of experience in primary clinical care, epidemiology, and public health emergency response, having most recently led the successful COVID-19 response in the Navajo Nation. Dr. VA previously served as the director of Division of Public Health in Chinle, Arizona. She returns to Maine, having received her medical degree from the University of New England. She replaces Dr. Nirav Shah, who led the state through the coronavirus pandemic. He was appointed Principal Deputy Director at the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and assumed that role in March. Good luck to her. Well, with classrooms reopening this week, some districts say several of their students still don't have state-required vaccines. And we aren't just talking about COVID. Owen Kingsley has more.
Lewiston school officials say parental confusion during the pandemic led the district to relax enforcement for state-mandated vaccines for non-COVID illnesses.
During COVID, we didn't follow them as closely as we probably should have. And as we came out of that last year, nurses had gathered a list of students who were currently attending school that were not yet fully vaccinated in accordance with law.
It's state law for students to be vaccinated against things like polio, measles, mumps, chickenpox, and tetanus. Not having those shots can pose a serious health risk in schools.
The schools are essentially a petri dish, right? You have hundreds and hundreds of people coming into one building space. The vaccines that are required from a public health perspective are really to prevent any kind of new outbreaks from things that, as a society, we have under control.
In March, the district began informing parents to get students those shots before the start of this school year. As of Friday, around 200 students are not fully vaccinated.
I think we're still in the hundreds of students that, when they come to school, 2 days from now, they're going to be reminded that you don't have your vaccinations.
With classes starting on Wednesday, Superintendent Langlis says they won't turn kids away from the classroom on the first day, but they are sending a serious message to parents.
We are required to follow the law, and parents have to make sure that their students are compliant, or by rule, we cannot enroll them.
So go make sure your kids' vaccinations are up to date. By the way, I butchered the name of the new head of the Maine CDC. I believe it is Dr. Pucheri Va. I apologize for that. We wish her the best as she starts her new job. Where's Emma when I need her? She's the one that keeps me straight on all these things. All right, well, the time now is 6:13. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, how federal dollars will help improve transportation options in Maine's rural communities. And an Orrington art teacher is also leading a group of budding painters on a special retreat to the south of France. But first, another check of our weather forecast. A partly cloudy day ahead today with just a chance of passing rain showers. The highs around 77 degrees. Showers and areas of dense fog overnight. Lows dropping down to the mid-60s. Tomorrow looks like a rainy Wednesday on the way with a high of 69.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, depend on the knowledge and experience of Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner since 1953.
A tractor is a big piece of machinery, so you have to trust what your dealer's telling you is the right thing.
We're just trying to help you figure out what the best tool is to do the job that you've got in front of you.
United Ag and Turf customer experience has been great. I had to call the service department. I was able to get somebody come out. He even texted me later just to make sure everything was good the next day.
The sales process was very low pressure. We ended up with the tractor that we wanted. We've also ended up with the service that we needed.
We are United, your local John Deere dealer.
Wow. Like the kids, the bills are getting bigger every month.
I know. From childcare to electric. I don't know how we're going to do it. We need to cut. Let's pay this one next month.
Not sure we can. We already cut everything. And now electricity prices are going up.
What are we gonna do? We need help.
I heard that the PUC's website has information about financial assistance and conservation programs.
We've never asked for help before.
I know.
But this year, things are different.
Are you game? Let's go, come on. To take a spin.
I am ready.
Tell me what you got. To make a guess.
Hilarious punchline.
You got it, whoa! To take a trip. To Maui. To win it all.
Parting ways.
That's it. Then take a spin on the Wheel of Fortune.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. The Maine DOT announced it's receiving federal grants that will benefit 2 local nonprofits. Penquist and the Kennebec Valley Community Action Program will use the $650,000 to expand transportation service software to more rural communities. Our Doug Banks visited Penquist to learn more.
We're ecstatic here in Penquist and all the communities that we serve.
Covering 13,000 square miles, Penquist serves Penobscot, Piscataquis, Somerset, and Kennebec counties. The organization is one of 12 nationwide to apply for and receive federal grant money. The funds will allow the organization to expand the capabilities of its transportation software. One purpose behind the enhanced software is to bring efficiency, using up-to-date real-time data, expanding payment options, and dispatching capabilities.
With this software technology, we're able to utilize the providers that we have and find more capacity with those providers. And with that service, we'll be able to reach more people to get to their appointments that they need.
Penquist was hit hard during the pandemic, losing a significant number of drivers, and their numbers haven't fully recovered since. The ongoing issue led Penquist to apply for new federal funding through Maine DOT. Leaders say enhancements will help providers reach more Mainers.
There's families that live in tents that don't even have electricity or plumbing, and they're not able to even get transportation because they don't have friends or family to take them to these services. And that's what we want to do, is help these people in these communities.
More and more people have less opportunities to seek their own transportation, but still need those life services.
For more information about Penquist Transportation Services, visit our website. In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news, an Orrington resident is planning the trip of a lifetime. Lindsay Wyrick is leading a painting retreat in the south of France in 2024. Our Jody Hersey sat down with her to hear about all the details.
Lindsay Wyrick of Orrington has been painting with watercolors since she was 5. Now this mother of 3 is planning a Paint Your Vacation retreat in the south of France. There, she and 16 other participants who watch her Frugal Crafter YouTube channel will be surrounded by inspiration.
We'll be spending a week in France, in the south of France, at this resort that's got beautiful gardens and landscapes, and it's out in the countryside. So we'll be painting there most days. There's a big barn that's been converted into an art studio.
Wyrick says that retreat participants will also get the opportunity to visit a botanical garden, take part in a wine tasting, and eat delicious French cuisine.
It's just going to be a vacation of a lifetime, I think, and just relax and paint and let your worries melt away, and yeah, get in that mind space of just creating beautiful things.
Wyrick says this trip planned for May of 2024 filled up in just 3.5 days.
And these retreats tend to be mostly women that come, and I think it's like a chance for them to be like, okay, my kids are set, my spouse is set, I can just go and do this for me.
However, those who can't find the time to travel can still paint their cares away from the comforts of their home.
So I have about 4,000 active students in my online classes, and then I have a YouTube channel with over 500,000 subscribers. So you can try the classes for free. Just watch my YouTube channel, and you can paint along for free any day of the week.
In Orrington, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
It certainly would be a trip of a lifetime. Hope they have a blast. Well, the time now, 6:19. Coming up after the break, Hurricane Idalia continues to pick up strength as it turns toward Florida. We'll have the latest on that powerful storm. And later on, remembering the works of Martin Luther King, 60 years after that famous March on Washington. Those stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Stop waiting. Start living your life without knee or hip pain. Connect with a Northern Light orthopedist and get back out there. Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center. How are you?
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 Series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
The Furniture Gallery is celebrating Labor Day. Sofas starting at $3.99. Recliners starting at $2.99. Queen mattresses also starting at $2.99. Choose from our large in-stock selection and take it home today. Like Ashley, Flexsteel, Serta, Restonic, and Nectar. So what are you waiting for? The Furniture Gallery's Labor Day sale is huge. Special financing is available. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. Find your best value at the Furniture Gallery. Open 7 days a week. Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and North Wind.
And now hurricane warnings issued for parts of Florida's west coast, bracing for Idalia. The storm is expected to grow into a Category 3 hurricane. Winds could top 115 miles per hour with life-threatening storm surge and possible tornadoes. Up to a foot of rain could also fall in isolated areas. And last night, the National Hurricane Center moved the track slightly west, raising concerns for Tallahassee. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
This morning, Idalia is intensifying as it barrels towards Florida's west coast, set to become a major hurricane with mandatory evacuations ordered along the coast in at least 8 counties. Students at Eckerd College in St. Petersburg told to evacuate and to prepare their dorms for flooding from 6 to 9 inches of rain.
We had a dorm meeting and they said everybody out by 5 today, so it was scrambling to just get everything off the floor.
The storm already battering Cuba with flooding rains and winds up to 70 miles per hour. And now Florida's so-called Big Bend, a region north of the Tampa area and south of Tallahassee, is bracing for what's being described as life-threatening storm surge.
Those warm waters, that's the fuel. We expect rapid intensification to a Cat 1, a Cat 2, a Cat 3 by Wednesday morning. That's when landfall will occur. Rain, wind, and storm surge are big issues, especially here in this part of the Gulf, up to 12 feet of it.
The worst of the storm surge expected tonight into tomorrow morning. While the storm is projected to hit the more sparsely populated Big Bend area, experts warn it could shift at any point. Just like Hurricane Ian did last year when it shifted south, devastating the Fort Myers area and killing 149 people in the state. Being caught by surprise could be devastating for homeowners who may be without insurance this year. More than a dozen insurance companies have stopped writing home insurance policies in the state, blaming the rising cost and higher flood risks due to climate change. Farmers Insurance announcing just yesterday that it's cutting more than 2,400 jobs, 11% of its workforce, after ending home insurance coverage in Florida last month. The average policy in Florida now costs roughly $6,000. That's up 42% from last year. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Well, the time now is 6:24. Let's get a full look at our weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today and access exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's a perfect gift for the summer. Alrighty, this morning showers are tracking from the southwest and going toward the north and east. We'll keep this going during the morning period, but we'll back off in coverage throughout the morning into the afternoon hours. Slight chance for a few showers still cannot be ruled out during the afternoon, but the best opportunities will be during the morning period, though. A lot going on in the satellite imagery right now. We have this front right about in here helping to steer some of the tropical systems that are currently developing right now. We have Idalia right about in here that's expected to hit Florida, and of course Franklin now will stay away from us and track off towards the north and east. But meanwhile, another cold front moving through parts of the U.S. and Canada as well. Let's take a look at things right now as well. A lot of trouble though over in the tropics. We do have Idalia right about in here. Still a tropical storm is expected to become a hurricane very soon, and of course Franklin's still a Category 4 hurricane as well. Here's the latest this info that we have 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm tracking to the north at 8 miles per hour for Idalia here. Then here's Franklin, 145-mile-per-hour hurricane tracking to the north at around 9 miles per hour. Idalia's projected path looks a little bit like this. It's supposed to track off towards the north and east as we do move forward, though, with landfall possible by Wednesday morning into Florida as a Category 3 hurricane. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets stronger, though. That Gulf of Mexico right now is very hot, so we'll have to watch to see how this thing develops. And, of course, they'll interact with land and continue to track off towards the east. As for Franklin, though, it is just going to track off towards the north and east and pretty much not cause much issues for us, though, except maybe some rip currents along the coast, and that'll be about it there. But otherwise, though, Futurecast moving forward, showing some clouds today, but that'll break up during the afternoon period. Maybe a few raindrops as well from time to time. Overnight tonight, we'll be watching for clouds moving in. Showers again as we head towards early Wednesday morning. Better opportunities by late morning to the afternoon period. Even a few rumbles of thunder cannot be ruled out either, especially during the afternoon hours as well. And some decent chances for some rainfall as well, maybe up to an inch or two in a few spots before we're all finished up in a few cases. So we'll need to keep an eye on this as it does develop over time later on, especially as we head towards Wednesday. Average high temperature is 77 degrees. We'll do about that for today before we cool off Wednesday and gradually warming up Thursday and Friday before the 70s and 80s return again Saturday, Sunday, and also in near Monday. So the forecast for today looks a little bit like this: partly cloudy, slight chance for a shower, highs in the upper 70s, and that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, middle 60s, showers moving in late areas of dense fog with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Tomorrow, upper 60s to lower 70s, rain likely, thunder possible as well with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Here is a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Mostly sunny on Thursday and Friday. Highs Thursday in the low 70s, middle 70s on Friday, and partly cloudy Saturday. Highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s.
It's great buy time at Bob's Small Engine Sales and Service in Bucksport. Now through this August 31st, you can get rebates of up to $1,000 on 2022 CF Moto C-Force Off-Road ATVs, U-Force Utility Side-by-Sides, and Z-Force Side-by-Side Trail and HO Sport models. These inflation-busting rebates of up to $1,000 are only good through this August 31st. Don't wait. See these great buys now at Bob's Small Engine Sales and Service, Route 15, 474 River Road in Bucksport.
Here with At Home Kitchen, Bath, and Flooring in Dover Foxcroft, we are proud to be the one-stop destination for all of your interior home renovation needs. Here you'll find our amazing kitchen design team and our flooring installers on staff and ready for you and your custom projects. We have over 50 years of combined experience, and we will work with you from start to finish, including design, demo, and cleanup. So come on down and see us and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
GMA this week. We hope you're hungry, because all week GMA's on the search for the best tacos in America.
Will we be at your favorite taco spot? This is going to be so tasty.
It's the United States of Tacos this week on GMA.
Rennie's, a main adventure. 40 degrees this morning.
Yes, it was. But at Rennie's, we have a great selection of throws, lots of pillows, always at the best prices, lots of comfy stuff. Get to Rennie's.
Thank you for shopping Rennie's.
Some things are worth waiting for. Something reliable, something loyal, something long-lasting. A 6-year warranty? Coyote's got that. One machine for all the dirty work? Count on Coyote. Coyote won't break your heart, and Whittemore & Sons got the deals that won't break the bank. So quit swiping and settling for less. Slide into Whittemore & Sons and be treated like family. By a family who cares. 257 Waterville Road, Skowhegan.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back, everyone. Now to the latest on former President Donald Trump's legal cases. Despite Trump's attorney's request for delays, a D.C. federal judge has set a 2024 trial date in the special counsel's election interference case. And in Georgia, a judge is ordering Trump and 18 other co-defendants to appear for arraignment next week on conspiracy and racketeering charges. ABC's Justin Finch is following developments from Washington.
This morning, a trial date set. Special counsel Jack Smith in the Washington, D.C. federal courtroom as Judge Tanya Chutkan scheduled March 4th, 2024 for Smith's 2020 election interference case against former President Donald Trump to begin. That date is just one day before Super Tuesday, when several states hold presidential primary elections. Trump's lawyer sought a more than 2-year delay to April 2026. Trump blasting the judge's decision, calling her a biased, Trump-hating judge on social media. Prosecutors pointing to Trump's behavior on a near-daily basis, including his social media, as grounds for a speedy trial, saying he has publicly disparaged witnesses, he has attacked the integrity of the courts, the citizens of the District of Columbia who make up our jury pool, and this potentially prejudices the jury pool. Judge Chutkan appearing to agree, saying there is a societal interest to a speedy trial. In Georgia, former Trump White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows in Fulton County Court.
How are you feeling today, Mr. Meadows?
Meadows, who wants his case moved to federal court in hopes of finding a more sympathetic jury, testified for more than 3 hours. And no ruling yet in the Meadows case, potentially leaving him to appear along with Trump and 17 other co-defendants on the Georgia court-ordered arraignment date of September 6th. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Now, the other big story this morning, the deadly shooting at the University of North Carolina. A graduate student now in custody after a faculty member was killed. Lionel Moyes has more.
This is truly a tragic day for our campus community.
This morning, another deadly on-campus shooting, a gunman opening fire at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
Stage for law enforcement, possible active shooter on campus.
Killing a faculty member and forcing the university to go on lockdown Monday. Campus authorities had released this photo. The same photo on the university's website identifies him as a graduate student. Chaos on campus as students sheltered in place.
No one knew what was going on. First thing I did, I called my mom, told her I loved her.
This video showing a bullet hole in one of the buildings on campus.
We'd locked the doors pretty quickly, and we were just kind of like hunkering down.
Cell phone video from inside a lab shows police clearing room by room. And in dorms, students pushing furniture against doors.
Everyone was just panicking. People almost opened the door, and they were told not to open the door, and then finally we got evacuated.
One student survived a shooting in high school only to experience another one as a college junior.
I guess I've grown a lot of resilience.
A nearby grade school also put on lockdown.
He's in kindergarten, and this was the last thing that I was kind of hoping to feel on the first day of my kids' school.
The university's chancellor mourning the loss of the faculty member, saying this shooting damages the trust and safety that we so often take for granted on our campus. We will work to rebuild that trust and safety. The victim's name has not been released yet. So far, a motive for the shooting is unclear. All university classes are canceled today. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
And coming up on the second half of the newscast, a chance for Girl Scouts and their families to get into state parks for free next month. We'll have the details as Good Morning Maine continues.
I live on Swans Island off the coast of Maine. For years, I was the general manager of the consumer-owned utility that provided power to the island, so I know about how energy works in Maine. The truth is, the consumer-owned utility was a failed experiment for our community. When we switched to a private company, our electric rates dropped and our service improved. And it's not easy to provide power to a remote island like ours. That's why I'm so concerned about question 3. I've reviewed the bill, and it's a bad idea. It will be a massive $13.5 billion gamble that puts politicians in control of our power and our electric bills. It will lead to higher energy bills, and they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over. Mainers can't afford this costly proposal. Please join me and vote no on question 3. It's a very bad idea for Maine.
Hammond Lumber Company has been a trusted partner of professional contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners for generations. It's the level of trust that Hammond Lumber has earned by providing an extensive selection of products and materials from industry-leading suppliers with guidance and support through every stage of any project, including delivery of materials throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company is, has been, and will always be your building project partner.
Maine is a one-of-a-kind beautiful state, and there's no better way to see it than from the air.
Fletcher Mountain Aviation offers an aerial experience like no other, featuring seaplane flights where you will see the best views in Maine from the air and land on Maine's most beautiful lakes. An experience you will never forget, with views from the northern Maine woods, Moosehead Lake, and Katahdin regions. Come fly and see our beautiful state from the sky with Fletcher Mountain Aviation. Visit our website here or scan the QR code to book your flight today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. It's also Individual Rights Day. It's in honor of John Locke, a 17th century English philosopher whose groundbreaking writings argued for the rights of every single human being. According to Locke, anything that a man has a matter of human rights or civil rights is to remain his. Although he conceded that humans often need to surrender some of those rights in exchange for the collective protection afforded by societies, things like speed limits, things like that, he held that the basic individual rights include life, liberty, property, freedom of speech and religion, and the freedom to petition the government. Very interesting. Well, on this day in history, back in 1862, the Bureau of Engraving and Printing began operations at the United States Treasury. In 1957, the Senate gave final approval to a Civil Rights Act after South Carolina Senator Strom Thurmond ended a filibuster that lasted for 24 hours. In 1966, the Beatles concluded their fourth American tour with their final public concert. It was held at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. And finally, in 2005, Hurricane Katrina hit the Louisiana coast, killing 1,800 people and causing billions in damage. It became the costliest storm on record. Today's birthdays include actor Elliot Gould, who is 85 years old, actor-singer Leah Michele is 36, and Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch is 55 years old today. Happy birthday to all of them. Well, as far as our weather is concerned, as I said earlier, it looks like a partly cloudy day around here, maybe a few rain showers. Tomorrow is when the more steady rain moves in. But don't worry, sunshine is right behind that. Here's Devin with the details.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today and access exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's a perfect gift for the summer. Showers moving through the region this morning, tracking from the southwest and going toward the north and east. This will mainly last during the morning period. We do have a slight chance for a few showers during the afternoon period, but the best opportunities are occurring now, mainly during the morning hours. As you zoom these out, there's more rain further down toward the south, just south of New York, and mainly over parts of the ocean. That's dragging off towards the north and east as well. This will stay away from us today, but we will have better chances for rain moving in as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. Futurecast for today showing a few raindrops. Will show some sunshine during the afternoon period as well. Later on tonight, clouds move in again. Showers begin as well as we head towards early Wednesday morning. The wind's not too bad, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour at best today. Lingering in it tonight, maybe calming down just a bit as well, and not too bad as we head towards tomorrow, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe calmer farther inland as well, but a lot more wind over the ocean as we do move forward. As for today, not too bad. Upper 70s, partly cloudy, slight chance for a shower. Less south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, middle 60s, showers moving in late, areas of dense fog as well, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a partly cloudy sky, temperatures in the 70s with a slight chance for showers. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig?
All right, thank you, Devin. We'll see you a little later on. Girl Scouts from all around the state will enjoy free admission to Maine State Parks for 2 days next month. The Weekend of Nature festivities is part of a nationwide Girl Scout celebration honoring the beauty and importance of protected state parks across the country. Along with free entry, specialized interactive workshops will also be taking place at some of the state parks, such as the Hike Back in Time at Holbrook Island Sanctuary in Brooksville and Wonders of Wildlife at Mount Blue State Park in Weld. Any family members who accompany the Girl Scouts in the same vehicle on September 9th or 10th will also get in for free. Again, the date, mark it on your calendar, September 9th or 10th, the big day for Girl Scouts here in the state of Maine. When we come back, all the day sports news. Don't go away.
When outdoors, some people like it hot and some people like it cold. However, when indoors, most people like it comfortably warm. Choose a Boderas boiler from McCusick Petroleum Company to provide you with comfortable and efficient heat. They also offer sales and service on many brands of furnaces, boilers, and water heaters. McCusick Petroleum Company delivers oil and LP gas to homes and businesses throughout the Pequot region. If you'd like more information on pricing or service, call or stop by our office in Dover Foxcroft.
Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Buy your steak and meats for grilling this summer.
You know what today is? It's Tuesday. But no matter what day of the week, Lowry & Associates is your go-to law firm. If you've been hurt, call us right now.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
Let's go meet some people. Come on. Ooh, you got the bag and go chair. That's a great item.
Yeah, good to have watching the grandkids at games or here at the beach.
Awesome.
And then I got some warm clothes because I didn't think it was going to be as cold.
Yeah, welcome to Maine.
Every time we come, we have to stop at Rennie's. This is little Finn.
Hi, Finn.
And he loves Rennie's too. So
oh, great.
He gets everything from you.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure. Feels for you, feelings for you. I'm catching feels for you. You feel like summer, babe.
Good morning, America.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start on the gridiron. Over the weekend, Brewer football made history, taking part in the first ever Witches versus Witches game against Salem, an event these players will never forget.
It was incredible. You know, it's a one-in-a-lifetime experience.
Brewer football made history Saturday, playing a scrimmage at Salem High School in Massachusetts, the first game between two teams named the Witches ever.
It was a really cool experience, you know, just knowing that you're playing in the first ever Witches on Witches game.
Great experience for the kids. Very pleased with how we competed against a very good football team.
The event, which was mostly a controlled scrimmage, also marked the first time any team at Brewer High School had traveled out of state.
It felt nice going with like your team, knowing that the boys are with you, family out of the families, they're with you, playing a game that you guys all love.
But their actual families and even beyond showed up and showed out. A bunch of Brewer fans made the 3+ hour trek in support of their boys.
When we walked back into the locker room after the game, like we had like a huge crowd waiting for us there. Like we know whenever we go into a game, we got the community behind us.
Another neat aspect of the game is that it was dedicated to Coach Ken Perrone, who, as crazy as it is, coached both the Brewer and Salem Witches in his storied career.
I played here at Brewer High School, and we heard stories about Coach Perrone. We have two coaches actually on our staff that played for Coach Perrone. You could tell he was very excited about it and very proud.
But it wasn't all pomp and circumstance. These kids came to play and prove themselves against a team like Salem. To say they were humbled is an understatement.
Their style of football was very aggressive. Ours is too, but they showed us a lot.
Even though Salem took home the Cauldron Cup, Brewer sees the scrimmage as a chance to really focus on where they need to improve. But it also could be a huge advantage.
AAU basketball, when you travel out of state and play very good competition in unfriendly environments, so to speak, and then when you go to these other places, maybe it's not quite as intimidating.
So what does the future hold? Well, the plan is for there to be a scrimmage next year where Salem comes up here to play. And who knows, maybe year after year after year.
I think it's good for all the grades coming up. All these kids that are in the youth football, they get to come up and eventually get to experience that Massachusetts football and get to learn a little bit.
So cool. Okay, now let's hit the links. It was a beautiful day to be out there Monday, and even better when you can help support the kids of the Children's Miracle Network. The Bangor Municipal Golf Course hosted the first annual Summer Classic for Maine kids. Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center organized the event to raise money for equipment, programs, and services, and all the comforts that kids need while they stay in the hospital.
So we really wanted an opportunity to raise funds and raise awareness for our children's services. We have kids that come from as far west as Jackman, as far north as Fort Kent, and as far east as Lubec.
Since 1987, Eastern Maine Medical Center has raised more than $10 million to support the children's charity. Every dollar raised will help get kids back to the business of being kids. Okay, now let's hit the racetrack. One of the biggest short track stock car races in the country was Sunday, the 50th annual Oxford 250 down at Oxford Plains, and it did not disappoint. Takes a while to get it started. Long rain delay before the green flag, plus 11 cautions throughout the race. First one comes early, 6 laps in. Pole sitter Jimmy Renfrew Jr. getting spun out by Cole Butcher. Renfrew finishes 14th. Speaking of Butcher, the big move of the race coming with 26 to go. The Nova Scotia native who won this race last year makes a great pass on Joey Doran for the lead. He would hold that lead and takes home the 50th Oxford 250. Butcher goes back to back.
Feels great, especially this to be the 50th running of the Oxford 250. It just feels awesome. I can't thank my team enough. They're the reason why we won this. They did an excellent pit stop. I was just a dummy behind the wheel already. So can't thank them enough. Can't thank the Mayberries enough for putting on such a great event and getting this thing in today. And yeah, 2 in a row.
And finally, the Boston Red Sox. Sox starting yet another series with the Astros Monday night. Astros hold that coveted third wild card spot, so good chance to gain some ground. Bottom first, Sox get things started right. Tristan Casas rips this one into right. Justin Turner and Masa Yoshida score 2-0 Sox. Bottom 5, Sox trail 3-2 now until Adam Duvall hits this one way out of the strike zone, way out of here. Over the monster, onto Lansdowne, it's 4-3. Okay, top 6. Kyle Barraclaw in for Chris Sale. All you got to do is hold the lead. Okay, well, who am I kidding? It's the Sox in August. Jose Altuve hits one high off the monster. Bounces all around. He'll churn for a triple. His 2-run score, 5-4 Astros. But hey, it's only a 1-run lead. They've already overcome one already. No. Yordan Alvarez turns things upside down. A 3-run homer to make it 8-4 Houston. 10 unanswered runs, all given up by Barraclaw in 4 1/3. Astros win it 13-5, and I sympathize with that kid right there. That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
We were on the Christmas storm. We had just fixed 2 broken lines. We heard screaming coming from across the road.
I was so scared that I was going to lose him. He's the apple of my eye.
Nancy said that Kai was choking, and so I gave him a good hard hit in between his shoulder blades and saw something come out of his mouth, so I knew that was a good sign.
If Dana wasn't here, I don't know what I'd done. He just showed up out of the blue, saved his life.
Have you noticed our bills keep going up?
Yeah. And now electricity prices are going up. We need to find ways to make cuts.
John told me the PUC website offers information about financial assistance, conservation programs. We should check on Betty. She lives on a fixed income. When prices go up again, she may really need help.
I heard you can get help with your utility bills. You should let her know.
Okay.
Stop waiting. Start living your life without knee or hip pain. Connect with a Northern Light orthopedist and get back out there. Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center. How are you?
Yesterday marked 60 years since an estimated 250,000 people gathered at the Lincoln Memorial for the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Now the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. is being commemorated. Fox News correspondent Carolyn Shively reports from Washington.
If I could speak to my grandfather today, I would say, I am sorry we still have to be here to rededicate ourselves to finishing your work and ultimately realizing your hidden dream.
60 years after Martin Luther King Jr. marched on Washington, his granddaughter stood on those very steps at the Lincoln Memorial to speak about his dream and how the thousands who gathered along the mall on Saturday are working to fulfill it.
Dreamers will win. The dreamers will march. The dreamers will stand up.
On Monday, President Biden met with the King family, then commemorated the anniversary of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights under law. He underlined the work that still has to be done as he spoke about the shooting death of 3 African Americans in Jacksonville, Florida on Saturday that is now being investigated as a hate crime.
The U.S. intelligence community is determined that domestic terrorism rooted in white supremacy is the greatest terrorist threat we face in the homeland, the greatest threat. We have to act.
Civil rights leaders who met with the president say the attack in Jacksonville is about more than one crime.
That straight line is the evil of white nationalism and the toxic damage that hate can do. So for me, this attack in Jacksonville, that wasn't just an attack on Black Americans.
The King family is calling for the passage of new voting rights legislation, but with such an evenly divided Congress, it is unlikely to make it through either chamber. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Meanwhile, a lack of skilled workers is making it harder for some businesses to hire and complete jobs on time. A report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows 374,000 job openings in the construction industry and 582,000 openings in the manufacturing industry back in June of this year. Industry experts say many construction and manufacture workers are starting to retire, and the workforce is not being replenished by younger workers. Industry experts also say younger generations are being taught that digital skills such as coding are more important than to learn how to use machine skills. Venture capital firm Eclipse says the shortage is contributing to a delay in jobs. All right, one more time before we leave this hour, let's check in with Devin Biggs for a look at our weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today and access exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's a perfect gift for the summer. Alrighty, this morning, showers are tracking from the southwest and going toward the north and east. We'll keep this going during the morning period, but we'll back off in coverage throughout the morning into the afternoon hours. Slight chance for a few showers still cannot be ruled out during the afternoon, but the best opportunities will be during the morning period, though. A lot going on in satellite imagery right now. We have this front right about in here helping to steer some of the tropical systems that are currently developing right now. We have a Dahlia right about in here that's expected to hit Florida, and of course Franklin now will stay away from us and track off towards the north and east. But meanwhile, another cold front moving through parts of the U.S. and Canada as well. Let's take a look at things right now as well. A lot of trouble though over in the tropics. We do have a Dahlia right about in here. Still a tropical storm is expected to become a hurricane very soon, and of course Franklin's still a Category 4 hurricane as well. Here's the latest info that we have. 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm tracking to the north at 8 miles per hour for a Dahlia here. Then here's Franklin, 145-mile-per-hour hurricane tracking to the north at around 9 miles per hour. A Dahlia's projected path looks a little bit like this. It's supposed to track off towards the north and east as we do move forward, though, with landfall possible by Wednesday morning into Florida as a Category 3 hurricane. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets stronger, though. That Gulf of Mexico right now is very hot, so we'll have to watch to see how this thing develops. And, of course, they'll interact with land and continue to track off towards the east. As for Franklin, though, this is going to track off towards the north and east and pretty much not cause much issues for us, though, except maybe some rip currents along the coast, and that'll be about it there. But otherwise, though, futurecast moving forward, showing some clouds today, but that'll break up during the afternoon period, maybe a few raindrops as well from time to time. Overnight tonight, we'll be watching for clouds moving in. Showers again as we head towards early Wednesday morning. Better opportunities by late morning to the afternoon period. Even a few rumbles of thunder cannot be ruled out either, especially during the afternoon hours as well. And some decent chances for some rainfall as well, maybe up to an inch or two in a few spots before we're all finished up in a few cases. So we'll need to keep an eye on this as it does develop over time later on, especially as we head towards Wednesday. Average high temperature is 77 degrees. We'll do about that for today before we cool off Wednesday and gradually warming up Thursday and Friday before the 70s and 80s return again Saturday, Sunday, and also in near Monday. So that forecast for today looks a little bit like this, partly cloudy, slight chance for a shower, highs in the upper 70s, and that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, middle 60s, showers moving in late areas of dense fog with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Tomorrow, upper 60s to lower 70s, rain likely, thunder possible as well with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Here is a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Mostly sunny on Thursday and Friday. Highs Thursday in the low 70s, middle 70s on Friday, and partly cloudy Saturday. Highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s.
I hurt my shoulder in a car accident and needed lots of medical treatment, but the insurance company only offered me this tiny little check.
This tiny check won't even cover my medical bills. After a car accident, don't take a tiny check from the insurance company. Call the Twos.
I didn't accept this tiny check. I called the Twos, and Lowry and Associates got me $300,000.
Call the Twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
You ready for French?
Oh, oui, oui.
Come on, or we're gonna miss it.
Oh, does his hair look like it runs for buses?
I bet that hair will run if I treat you to Mickey D's.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go.
There's a deal for everyone on the go at McDonald's. Get 2 fluffy, savory, melty sausage burritos for just $3. Or choose any 2 of these breakfast faves.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine for more than 30 years with an extensive inventory, including mini track loaders with attachments, full-size track skid steer, track loader and backhoe, wheel loader with attachments, a 50-foot towable aerial lift, and a 45-foot self-propelled 4-wheel drive lift. If you can't find it on our website, we can find it for you. Call for multi-day and weekend special rates.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
If you're a gardener like John Rennie's a gardener, you know Rennie's has everything you need for canning season.
That's right. We've got everything you need at the right prices. Thank you for shopping Rennie's.
Competition is getting hot.
Thursday, Generation Gap has juniors and seniors breaking a sweat.
Give us the first name of this famous Simmons.
Simmons frizzy hair. Kelly Ripa hosts Generation Gap, Thursday on ABC.
Millions of moviegoers celebrated the silver screen with a special discount. Theaters across the country offered $4 tickets to all movies for National Cinema Day on Sunday. According to the National Association of Theater Owners, an estimated 8.5 million fans went to the movies to celebrate the day. That's up 5% from the first ever event held last year. The Cinema Foundation, which put on the event, says it was a major success for bringing fans back to the theaters. And summer might be coming to an end soon, but Dairy Queen wants to treat customers to a very sweet deal. The fast food chain is celebrating its fall menu by offering customers blizzards for 85 cents. The deal is only available from September 11th through September 24th, but there is a catch. Customers have to use the Dairy Queen app to score those special treats. So mark that on your calendars for next month. You can go get a reduced priced blizzard if you wish. Well, that's it for now, folks. Good Morning America is next on ABC 7. We'll continue broadcasting the morning's news on Fox 22. If you're heading out for the day, we hope you have a great one.